current equipment that they've had from non-human intelligence. Can you potentially just comment, please, on the anti-gravity propulsion system itself, and how what humans haven't actually realized about that yet? I think would help me out.
Yes. The essential idea here is that, well, you are exactly annulling natural forces rather than you are using natural forces to propel yourself. So the idea of what you call rocket science, and which, sorry, to many other species is fairly primitive, though it's often addressed as something that's very hard to learn, is the idea that, well, you essentially use the laws of combustion to try to combat the laws of gravity until you exit the gravitational pull of the planetary orbit. But this principle is quite different in our propulsion systems, because what goes on is essentially a creation of a type of annulled space. You could say that everything is vibrationally fed by the universal energy. What human beings have not really discovered is that what you, for instance, call the ego, these identity creations that you use to interact or interface with the world, is essentially a type of annulment of universal energy flow. And so what it does is it magically harnesses this into a type of concentrated condensate of universal energy. So you can use this principle also spiritually, or let's say technologically. That is, if you begin to place certain annulment configurations within your vessels, you will essentially create a type of, let's call it resistance space. There are certain elements here, among them tungsten, for instance, but also lithium, that may be used then to act as a conduit for a slight current. This current then creating a type of space that separates from the gravitational pull, understanding, as you will realize, that gravity and electromagnetism are essentially different aspects of universal energy. As you do this, you can realize anti-gravity. This technology is more interesting for, let's say, intraplanetary travel, such as moving between continents or moving between spaces on your planet. More what we use for, say, our spacecraft is we create compressed spaces. So this has been explained other places too, but what we do is that we concentrate a point of massive energy. So what you could think of is that we essentially create a very, very dense, small black hole in front of our vessel, and then we keep shooting this in front of us, letting the immense density of that gravitational pull essentially annul
Create a black hole.
for instance, the laws that govern the speeds of light, and thereby, well, shifting or pulling us through massive speeds through a type of vacuum of our own creation. We hope that makes sense and was illuminating to you.